Hi Taurus, month of July 2020, horoscope, a full moon in fellow earth sign Capricorn brings a mellowness to your world on July 4th. Despite the steady earth sign involvement, this illumination brings an uncertainty that makes it difficult to predict what might happen next. Stick with the basics in order to avoid making life-changing mistakes. Chiron goes retrograde on the 11th, bringing the potential for you to heal some very old wounds. Because Chiron is traveling in spontaneous Aries, you might try to move ahead before you get a green light. But doing so will only set you back several steps. Wait until all parties are ready to go before moving beyond the starting line. July 15th brings a Sun Pluto opposition that can cause a crisis of self esteem and self doubt. If you're feeling this way because of something you did, there's still time to fix it. If you're being blamed or shamed by someone else, what's their true motivation? If they're projecting their feelings onto you, it's time to walk away. The Sun enters outgoing Leo on the 22nd, so the next month will be filled with big ideas and dramatic scenes. You're in the mood to be seen, and you might do some pretty out of character things to make sure you stay relevant. It's easy to delete an embarrassing post on social media, but you can't control who takes a screenshot of it while it's still up. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Taurus in July of 2020. Spiritual, the Emperor. Intellectual, Six of Swords. Physical, Queen of Swords. Social, Strength. And emotional, Four of Swords. So with the Emperor here in your spiritual, referencing the main points of this card, shaping the material world, force, confidence, discipline, or the opposite, abuse of power, corruption, imperialism. Being in the spiritual, recognizing how your intellectual and your emotional aspect of yourself influence the world around you. So, as above, so below, as out, as in, so what, and so on and whatnot. So the connections throughout the universe, everything is connected through energy or through um, equal and opposite forces, give and take, flow and ebb and flow, whatnot. The Emperor here is telling you to be aware of your position in July, spiritually harmonious, crown, letting you know, hey, you have a little divine masculine here coming out, saying, let's be that justified justice on your side, not corruption or injustice, in your spiritual power and your spiritual influence for the world around you. Just be aware of your higher self. The Six of Swords here is reminiscent of Tai Chi or some kind of discipline art. This is your intellectual self, so you're being a well-oiled machine in the way your brain and your mind is working, and it's like you're a Tai Chi master in your mind, or the way your mind works, or the way it is being perceived or being shown to the world. So it looks like your mental aspect is pretty good, and keeping the inward with the words, thinking before you say something, kind of. With the Queen of Swords here, it's reminiscence of grace or intensely perceptive person. Mourning possibly you're going through for somebody that's maybe dealing with something or has passed away. Cunning, narrow-mindedness, maliciousness, absent. This is in your physical aspect of yourself. She's kind of like how would I put this? The one that knows and got her sword ready, and she's like, I know what's going on behind my back here. I know what's going on physically. This is the physical aspect, so you know what's up, and you're just keeping your sword ready to cut it off, or that as soon as they make one wrong move, you're gonna whack, cut their heads off. But this is in the physical aspect of yourself. This isn't in social or emotional. This is the physical. So this just has to do maybe with your health. Maybe there's something underlying going on in your health that you need to cut off, and you're not doing it because you're just content in what's going on. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. There's more cards to come on top. Let us know what this is all about. With the Strength card from this deck, it references for social aspect of the self, determination to live, conviction, wildness, enjoying the dance of life, or the opposite of weakness, lack of faith, powerlessness. This is a divine feminine realizing the divine masculine inside her, and they both have their own separate crowns representing different things. Like Mother Earth, she can be nurturing or destructive. That's why she's got the Shiva symbol up here. And she's in nature. She's out there and she's naked, but she's got something covering her. Her divine masculine protecting her. This is the social aspect of the self coming out for you in July. It is a good time to express that strength, that you have that confidence. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, or unsurety of how to deal with social aspects of the self. You are sure that you know how to deal with things in the social community, or how you communicate with others, or how you spend your time with others. You are on the throne, referencing the Emperor up here in spiritual. You're like the example in the social community. With the Four decks here in the emotional aspect of self, it's referencing the peace talks, calm after conflict, concentration, mental work. So this does correlate with the Six of Swords here in your intellectual. Rest after illness, maybe you've been sick, repose, replenishment. And this is the emotional aspect of yourself. So you're just sitting there enjoying your oasis. There's the symbol of Jupiter on this rug with the Four Swords laid out, your words laid out. There's no imbalance or imperfection. There's no storm. It's all bright and sunny, but there is a desert. But you're in the oasis, so it's not like you're gonna die of dehydration. Your emotions are on spot on cue, intact, just right. Things are going good. Your emotions are just fine for you in July, Taurus. It's not very emotional time. This is a time for you to be that mature emotional self. Epic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Taurus in July of 2020. Spiritual Empress. Intellectual, 5 of chalices. Physical, Phoenix of chalices. Social, the Magician. Emotional, 7 of spheres. The Empress out of this deck references receiving a gift and being responsible and nurturing and taking care of that gift. With the Emperor, that's what the Emperor needs to do with his empire. You know, he received the gift to be able to build an empire, and now he has to nurture and take care of it. And that's what the Empress is referencing here with the spiritual aspect of yourself. You have a spiritual empire, possibly, or you don't realize it with your connection with the rest of humanity. Seeing yourself and others and yourself, and how you're one with all and all are one with you, even though you kind of have a hard time with that, thinking people are like maybe not worthy or hopeless. You can't be that corrupt emperor. You got to be that divine, feminine, masculine empress, nurturing, loving, taking care of your gift and get it that responsible connection between the two, and harmonious yin yang going on in your spiritual aspect of yourself, and act on it. 5 of chalices out of this deck is being aware of where you're refilling, what you're refilling your cup with. He's lost in like a frozen wasteland, and he found a place to get water, but he doesn't know necessarily if a recent animal just peed in that water or stepped in that water with his dirty feet, or you know, he doesn't know if that water is you know, safe to drink, and he's taking it because he's like, I need some water. Look at it, even though I'm surrounded by water, it's frozen. But if he were to possibly heat it up and do the right things and get that and the cup purified, then that would be in harmony with the Chai Chi mental aspect that we were talking about. So you just have to be diligent in the thoughts that go through your mind, and make sure you purify them and get everything correct. Or, you know, think before you talk, or maybe sleep over it, or think longer than normal, or make sure you take the time to think, that discipline, and don't let this, what's coming to your mind, necessarily be the thing that's right. You got to purify and make sure it's good. The Phoenix of Chalices is about renewal of maybe emotions, or because this isn't in the physical aspect of yourself, so maybe a renewal of your physical compassion, your physical exercises, your physical activities, making sure you cut away the past, maybe, or you cut away things that are relating to the intellectual, purify it. It's like, are these purifying thoughts in my subconscious? Maybe something happened in the past that has made you who this Queen of Swords here, and you need to just do a renewal, like have a death of an old self into a new self, that rebirth, and phoenix yourself up. The Magician out of this deck is all about taking the abilities or gifts or skills that you've acquired and moving on to the journey or adventure you're about to go. And sometimes your instincts aren't 100% accurate because it doesn't reminiscent the time it is reminiscent of the time you spent sitting there developing skills, abilities, and now the instincts don't realize those skills and abilities will help you through the journey ahead. So you kind of like got to redefine your instincts through the new adventure you're going to go through. This is in the social aspect of the self. So the social is going to go through, or your community that you're connected to with will help you go through a transformation, and you have the strength to balance yourself out with, and you know, remember, divine masculine, divine feminine seems to be the theme of your reading for your month up here in your spiritual aspect of yourself, and getting this connection with your strength, the abilities and skills you've acquired to help you get through the challenges that lie ahead of you. The Seven of Spheres is all about getting expert advice, maybe seeing a doctor or whatever, but this is in the emotional aspect to yourself, so maybe a counselor or someone, but maybe you could be your own counselor by sitting in it in this oasis of your emotions, you know, or doing some research, or expanding your knowledge through your emotions. Whatever you're emotionally concerned about, I would definitely go see some expert advice, sit in it, contemplate it, do the work of Jupiter, and get your emotional aspect in harmony. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Taurus in July of 2020. Spiritual, Four of Cups. Intellectual, Four of Pentacles. Physical, the Sun. Social, Ten of Pentacles. Emotional, the Devil. The Four of Cups here is telling us that from this deck that what troubles you the most is in your heart, and the divine universe is trying to show you the cup up here, and you're not seeing the cup. You're kind of sitting there being bah humbug or poor me. But this is the spiritual aspect of yourself we're talking about. So she's holding this gift up here that you need to nurture and take care of, that you may not be paying attention to because you're sitting in your emperor or empress self, and you're like, I'm the emperor here. Hello. Oh wait, maybe there's something I'm not paying attention to that I need to pay attention to. It does want to tell you about your emotional aspect of yourself. Four of Cups here, so we'll look into that. Four of Pentacles in this deck references that true power doesn't come from material, it comes from what's in your heart and your connection with your three minds, your three consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, your brain, your heart, and your gut. Having that balance is what you're looking for. Be careful what you're filling that up with. You may be filling a hole that can never be filled with the material aspects, and you need to realize that maybe it's already full with the emotional aspects, and do the Tai Chi work, because this is all mental. Think what you're thinking about, and just kind of like acknowledge that you have what you need, and you don't need to try to fill it up with something else. Sun here is telling us from this deck to sit in your brilliance and knowing who you are and sharing it with others, and being compassionate. This is what the transformation is all about. Is the Sun here from the Phoenix transforming from the old Queen here of Swords into the Sun brilliance. This guy here, it may be at night, but there's no, I don't think. Let me double check. He's holding a flag. He's holding onto his horse. These women are tending to him. Everybody's being compassionate. There's no misunderstandings. This is all about the physical aspect of yourself. So get out, enjoy the sun, have a good time with people. Don't get carried away. because that will prevent you or get you back to the Queen of Swords instead of transforming into the Sun. So, this could be a good thing from time to time, but that's not the ultimate purpose in life, is just sit here and be that, I'm going to cut someone's head off waiting. You need to transform, become that brilliant soul that you are. Ten of Pentacles is about tempting you to take a shortcut because the journey may be long ahead, or more enduring than you're anticipating. With the Magician, you have the skills and abilities to go on that journey. Don't worry about that. You've got the strength here. Divine Masculine, Feminine. Everything is all lined up for you to go and get through this journey that you may be impatient about, want to take a shortcut. You want it now. Well, unfortunately, it looks like you still have a long road ahead. Mars is in Aries for 6 months. This is not, instant gratification. This is a long struggle that we're going to have to go through, Taurus. So prepare yourself with the skills and abilities you have, and the strength, the inner strength, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and go on that long journey. You've got everything you need. You've got this. This is a social aspect of yourself, by the way. So what I'm thinking is like the physical self, referencing your activities out in the brilliance of who you are, is directly connected to this, and getting you to go maybe be more interactive, maybe not be so secluded when you're around people, maybe let things, your perception of others, slide by and go through with the journey of maybe giving them a chance or understanding and being like, hey, let's work together, be that leader possibly, take that leadership role that you're maybe not thinking it's not worth it, too much responsibility. I mean, make sure you get paid right, but so that might be part of it too. With the Devil in this deck referencing deception, thinking something's good but it's really chained you down. Addiction, maybe addicted to smoking or something, and you think it's helping you, but it's really chaining you down, preventing you from doing what you need to do. Remember, we were referencing spiritual aspect of the self. The tree there holding the cup up for you, and you're like, I've got this devil here, and I think it's good, but it's really not. Get some expert advice about it. Get whatever you need to quit it, whatever it is that you need to quit. Take that time out to help you with it. Put your words down. Don't let them come up and reinforce what you think is good for you, but it really isn't. Okay, expert advice here telling you this, and you might not be listening because the devil's got your ear. You're not listening to your higher self and the divine plan for you, which is going to prevent you from going or being successful. And you're going to go, oh, let's go on a shortcut, and then all of this is just going to blow up in your face, and you're not going to have a good time because Mars is in Aries, and he's not very patient or understanding when you don't want to listen to the divine, universal, cosmic plan for you, and you're just like, I'm going to do what I think is best and go back to the vicious cycles that my life's always been, and wonder why me, poor me, why I hate life. Like, no, cut that shit out. That's part of the addiction too. Not realizing your mental aspect is telling you something as well with the Four of Pentacles there. Hello, Taurus. Let's get out and do the work, the hard work. Take that long journey and do it. Let's go. It's okay if you make mistakes, but keep on swimming. Keep swimming, and you'll be like Dora and make it there. You'll get there. You might have a lot of emotions or other things that come up, but the prize is at the end of the journey. Foxfire the Kitsune, what's your message for Taurus in July of 2020? Rare knowledge. You now have within you wisdom that many others have denied or destroyed. And it is for you to discover this, understand this, and to regrow this within the world. This ancient knowledge is simple in many ways, and it has been kept by the indigenous peoples of this planet. But there are people like you whose role it is to be a keeper of the wisdoms and to spread the seeds for future generations. Doing this will enhance your memory and your vitality and cultivate a sense of being here for a purpose. What you can do is to keep the sense of knowledge very simple and be very kind, and to see that many people are not ready to embrace the simplicity and beauty. This card also asks you to be open to making shifts and changes within your food sources, to become simple and to eat old foods that have been on the planet for a long time. This change will help you to be straightforward and clear out about who you are. And this process will see you beginning to reveal more and more of who you are. As you grow older, you will become an inspiration to others. This will be because your vitality and your clear and simple wisdom will be a kind of beacon to others. You will be a person whom others feel is heartfelt and warm, calm and tranquil, yet highly impactful on the life of others, simply through your focus and your wisdom. All the simple things when this card comes are the way through to higher wisdom. Queen of the Moon, what message do you have for Taurus in July of 2020? Growth. Reject stagnancy. To get unstuck, take action. The choice to grow should be made. Expect growing pains when making huge changes in your life. Change is a natural part of life and cannot be pushed against forever. Change should have aim and purpose. Be courageous. You will blossom. I choose growth. Think of the willow tree. Willows often grow on the sandy banks of highly shiftable and changeable rivers, yet they reach huge sizes, successfully growing and holding fast in an unpredictable habitat. How do they do this? When you see a young willow on the banks for a long while and it just looks like a feeble stick, it may have a few branches and leaves, but at first the trunk will be fine and flexible rather than robust. What we don't see immediately is the root base. The willow spends a lot of time establishing a veritable root city under the surface. These roots are long and strong and very numerous, finding their way into many nooks and crannies, holding onto rocks, other established tree roots, and anything that can help with their stability. These roots go off in all directions, thus securing their position just in case the earth begins to shift. Then and only then, once these roots networks are established well enough, does the willow put its energy into further growth. The trunk begins to thicken and widen and harden and travel upwards into the sky. However, as they grow, the branches have little of the trunk's supportive thickness. They have instead the instruction that they must be flexible. Flexible means they can turn with the sun and survive punishing winds that might threaten to topple the rest of the tree. All of this growth is done with purpose and a divine strategy. The waxing lunar cycle calls for growth, but not growth without aim or purpose. When we understand our current position, accept it, and decide to change, we will naturally grow as people. We might experience some growing pains. After all, transformation of any kind is rarely completely easy and trouble-free. Having a strong intention of what the results of our growth will be helps with gaining the courage and resilience to move forward with our growth and into the eventual blossoming of our true self. Companion stone or metal? Charoite? 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 Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Taurus in July of 2020? Commander Ashtar. Call to action. Take charge. Lead by example. Walk your talk. Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multi-dimensional being who promotes truth, peace, and harmony between the planets. He's said to be an extraterrestrial, but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on Earth who call on him. He's part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, and is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing, and inspiration to those around them. He lifts up the hearts of the leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. You're receiving a call to action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. Sacred power for Taurus in July of 2020. Affirmations. Human beings are conscious creators. We have the potential to shift a negative mindset to positive, adjusting our thoughts and subtle brain waves through positive mantras. We are able to retrain our brains after trauma, kick back habits, and set positive goals and intentions. We can change our perceptions by creating positive word sequences to alter our belief systems. The power of the I Am presence has the potential to shift, awaken, and align our soul's blueprint to our physical being. The I Am presence is the higher aspect of ourself that connects directly to God. Invoking the I Am presence connects us with God, the universe, our higher self, and to other realms of consciousness. Using the I Am presence gives you affirmations power. I Am strengthens your psyche on a conscious and subconscious level, creating power and intent with every statement. Previously, you may have tried using affirmations but lost motivation due to a lack of results. The key to success is to consciously remove words with negative connotations. True affirmations are spoken with belief in your heart's core, with no doubt placed upon their words. Right now, your higher self is asking you to be serious about your intentions. To create a positive and open mindset, perseverance, will, and patience is required. Like the caterpillar, transformation takes time if you want long-lasting results. Acknowledge any thoughts, feelings, and possible resistance to positive statements. If you are in a state of conflict, ask yourself questions about why you feel this way and how you can cooperate to achieve the best possible outcome. Creative conversations with the self in this way supports deep change and resolution to past patterns and behavior. Invoke the I Am presence with all your affirmations to solidify and anchor the change and transformation you desire. Using affirmations daily can improve your overall well-being. Affirmation: I am the light divine. I am will. I am fixed design. Divine Circus, who has a message for Taurus in July of 2020. Gypsy Columbine. The free spirit in you is rewilding itself, shedding social conditioning and past patterns of behavior. It is shaking off socialization and emerging anew like a snake shedding its skin. The wild one within isn't a savage. It is raw, yes, but also wise, authentic, beautiful, and with a deep instinctive knowing as to what you must be. Can a bird ever be truly happy whilst trying to be a fish? True freedom is to be truthfully yourself. Politeness and people-pleasing. Not out of respect, but out of fear you will otherwise be rejected, is a form of social conditioning that dulls the wild one within. If you reject that conditioning in favor of rewilding, of getting in touch with your true instincts and nature, you will exchange lukewarm tolerance from others for their passionate admiration and love. And for those that cannot love you, that are afraid of how much life is in you, then let them be. They do not belong in your world, nor you in theirs. The jungle of life is a vibrant, colorful, and exciting place, but not everyone is ready to live there as yet. There's just the way of things sometimes. The mysterious gypsy Columbine comes to you with the message. It's now time to let yourself off the hook, to forgive and forget, to allow what's been to have been and to start again. No regrets, no fear, no doubt. It's time to heed the call of the wild and ask yourself, what would set my spirit free? If you cannot answer that bold question quite yet, then it's time to get in touch with the freedom-seeking wild one within. Dance, play, sing, drum, wear a feather in your hair and go barefoot. Let your instincts rather than your intellect guide you. Swap the certainty of the ego for the mystery of the soul. A new song wants you to dance to it. There's no choreographed routine to learn, yet your body will create the steps as you go. Will you free your gypsy soul and dance to music you've never heard before? Wisdom of the Oracle message for Taurus in July of 2020. Treasure Island. The law of attraction bringing dreams into fruition. The results of positive thinking made manifest. Abundance appearing as it from nowhere. Financial gains and the sharing of good fortune. You've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase, where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. Relationship message. Your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is the time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. Prosperity message. At this time, you can be confident that success is yours. Your ideas are all hitting the mark, and you're in a true manifestation period when you will see evidence of the seeds of prosperity you planted in the past. The appearance of this card in a reading indicates that your dreams and aspirations align with concrete signs of prosperity in the world of form. This is a very auspicious and fortunate time for business. Creative projects will flourish as inspiration strikes. Share your wealth with others too. Generosity and gratitude should lead you now. Protection message. Poverty, consciousness, and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself as a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired? So you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand. You are challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitations to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance awaiting for you to claim it. Cosmic message for Taurus in July of 2020. Gratitude. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. This card comes forth to remind you of the absolute magnificence of this beautiful world we live in. To truly appreciate it is to really open your heart and mind to the magic of nature and the divine matrix of which we are all a part. When you are in the space of gratitude, you are in the space of love and acceptance of what is. There is a deep appreciation of the moment, which allows walls of resistance to break away from within you. Breaking through walls of resistance allows you to address fears, which were ultimately formed by you to keep pain out. By building walls around your heart, however, you are actually keeping pain in and stopping your soul from evolving. Gratitude holds such a high vibration that it can literally break through the strongest, most stubborn walls. Gratitude is one of the highest forms of love you can bestow upon another. When you are grateful, you radiate love. The more love you radiate, the more love reflects back towards you. Being in this space of awe and gratitude literally opens portals to higher frequencies of love to help guide you. There's so much to be grateful for, dear one. There are numerous trees, plants, stars, flowers, beautiful sunsets, snowflakes, and reflecting water drops. Tapping into any one of these beautiful cosmic creations allows us to tap into the universal consciousness of pure love. Allow gratitude to fill your entire being. Immerse yourself with this feeling of wonder and awe. This is the first step to inner transformation. Affirmation. I am open to universal love that shines through the miracles of life all around me. Associated chakra, heart. Isis, what is your message for Taurus in July of 2020? Initiation. Spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. When you are being spiritually initiated into the mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of deep challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the learning, growth, or wisdom that can be summoned to turn the challenge into an opportunity for healing. Whilst the scorching heat of Ra seeks to burn through any resistance, the Lady Isis, with compassion and cleverness, will protect you from burning and instead enable you to be nourished and grow from the light of Ra. Let Isis help you pass the test of intense growth as you thrive with new life. For advanced aspirants on the path, initiation will occur at various stages. Sometimes your entire life will feel like an initiation. At other times, specific areas will be flowing easily, whilst others are deeply challenging. This oracle comes as confirmation that you are not needlessly suffering. If you can find the light within the struggles, tests, or challenges that face you now, you will experience breakthrough healing. It is the almost unbearable solar fire of Ra that can cleanse the soul of wounds, and the love, compassion, and intelligence of Isis that can temper the heat of Ra and stop it from burning and drying you out, or else you would be left with nothing but emptiness, anger, bitterness, and despair in your heart. These are not meant to be the outcomes of life's challenges. Rather than losing love and hope through the challenges of life, the initiate understands all aspects of life are growth opportunities in various stages of disguise, waiting to be discovered. As an initiate, this oracle urges you to honor life as a gift and treat any challenge or pressure as a way for you to grow into a brighter and purer light capable of great spiritual service on this planet. That spiritual service includes growing in an ability to be able to love freely and beyond limits, to love with courage and faith. In fact, initiation for you now, dear one, is an opening to new levels of power and peace, self-possession and love. There are such sweet fruits waiting for you at the top of the tree you are currently climbing. It may seem as though you are in a barren land at times with little hope, nourishment, or encouragement, yet your spiritual oasis is not far away. The Lady Isis and the power of Ra together are helping you grow. Stay focused on the Lady and her love for you, and you shall pass through the desert of initiation unharmed and deeply transformed. Starseed Oracle, what message do we have for Taurus in July of 2020? Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Inner Earth, also known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mentioned it in their stories. It said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Aryavarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for inner earth in the physical world, but without success. So the mysteries continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and situations, resolutions that are in the best interest of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck or have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake it up, the energy, and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see the whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things that were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first, you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What can you do to shift your energy or your outlook? And that's your reading, Taurus. Thanks for watching. Email me, become a patron, please. Links below the video and description. And I'll see you next month.